Welcome to the Canadian Business Quarterly podcast, where we speak with Canada's most influential industry leaders on the business and economic development issues taking place across the country. You can stay up to date with all of our content, including our publications, newsletters, and podcasts by visiting www.thecbq.ca and clicking on subscribe.
Today's guest is John Henshaw, principal of JHA Architecture and Interior, an award-winning architecture and interior design firm. John attended the architecture program at Carleton University in Ottawa, Canada, and went on to gain experience in several firms and small, working on a range of projects from convention centers to multi-family residential projects. Since establishing JHA in 1989, John and his team have created both contemporary and traditional homes in Vancouver and internationally. John's design ethos blends a Western influence with Asian design principles, creating unique and inspired living experiences. John, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So can you tell us the origins of JHA Architecture and Interior?
Well, I started my firm in 1989 as John Henshaw Architect. I worked largely as a single practitioner in the 1990s for some time without staff. And then in the early 2000s, my wife joined me to help with the administration and client relations side of the practice. And she soon became involved in the interior design side. A few years ago, we rebranded the firm as JHA Architecture and Interior to emphasize the interior design side of our work.
So provide us with an overview of the sectors and industries that you're predominantly involved with.
The main focus of our practice has always been single-family homes. This includes new builds as well as major and minor renovations. Most of our work is mainly on the west side of Vancouver, but we also do work in the other municipalities neighboring Vancouver, including University Endowment Lands, West Vancouver, White Rock, Burnaby, Surrey, and so on. We've also done a number of interior renovations of condominium-type units. We also have done tenant improvement work for offices, shops, restaurants, and recently a private school. One important source of our work has been the various RS zones in the city implemented in the 90s and 2000s, intended to encourage the contextual design in older neighborhoods.
What is it that you think you do different compared to others in your space?
Well, I think one of the things that sets us apart is we're a husband and wife team. And I think, it's not that that's unique, but it is a thing that I think makes us special. And I think part of that is being able to bring architecture and the interior design side together. And so we can offer a full design package for a house design from beginning to end, and even after move-in. We offer full service throughout the design and construction of the home, and we can combine traditional design influence with a modern sensibility. My wife, Joy, and her team does interior design for the practice, as well as the administration side for setting up the websites, doing the marketing and the administration. And I think one of the things that we do especially well is we understand construction, and we work very well with the builders. We know the subtrades. We know about pricing. We know the products. We have fantastic product knowledge, and we keep up to date with with everything involved with our design. And I think one of the things that's come up recently, of course, is the energy efficient design. And we've been an early adopter and keeping up to date with all the things that go into to doing a fantastic, design for performance and so on and so forth.
Why don't you expand on that a little bit and, tell us about some of the projects that you've been responsible for in the Vancouver area?
Well, I think one of my most memorable projects was this heritage design on a big house on Point Grey Road. It was a rooming house, and back in those days, I think the owner could buy it for practically peanuts because nobody wanted to live in that particular street at that time. Of course, it's quite different now, right? It's a multi-million-dollar house now, but we were especially proud to get a Heritage Award for that project. And then we've done other. I think our major works that we're really proud of are the projects in so-called Second Shaughnessy, which was the kind of the development zone that the CPR Railroad did in the 1920s and 30s. And we've done a number of designs over the years in this zone, working with the city and their contextual design guidelines. And I think that, we're especially proud of that work because I think, that was something that we were very interested in doing, the contextual design for the heritage neighborhoods.
Okay. And from my understanding, you've also received a lot of award recognition. What are some of the the notable ones, awards and achievements that people might like to know about or otherwise be aware of?
Well, we've done. I mean, I think every year we apply for a number of awards from the various home builders associations. We've won awards from the Canadian Home Builders Association, which is the Georgia Awards. The local Vancouver organization is the Home Builders Association of Vancouver. We've won a number of awards from them. My wife is part of the IDIBC, so we've won awards from them, and the NKBA, which is the National Kitchen and Bath Association, which is kind of a North American award that we've won a couple of those jobs as well.
Okay. We're starting to wrap up. So in a more broad and industry sense, what sort of issues or trends are taking place within Vancouver and the broader architecture space at the moment?
Well, the big thing we're dealing with right now is this multiplex zoning that the city of Vancouver is going to be bringing in the next couple of months, which is the R1-1, which is supposed to allow multiplex type projects on single family lots. We're very interested to see how that's going to work out. It's quite a major change in the way the zoning bylaw is going to work in the city of Vancouver. So we're expecting to see more work in that multifamily type of side of things as we move forward. The other thing, of course, that's happening is the energy codes, right? The city of Vancouver every couple of years ups the ante in terms of what's required for energy efficiency in the homes, as well as the province with their step code. They've been upping the ante from step 1, step 2, and so forth. And we're expecting to see step 4 and step 5 projects coming into play in the near future. And we're prepared for that. We've always been kind of trying to be ahead of the curve in terms of the energy efficient design that we can offer. And so we're kind of looking forward to that actually as well. I think we'll be able to provide the builders with the kind of necessary detailing and knowledge that they're going to need in order to build these homes to the standards that are required.
Very good. So before we finish up today, is there anything else that you'd like to add or haven't had an opportunity to address?
Well, I just thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to your listeners. And I'd love to say thanks to my team for all their hard work and expertise that allows our firm to do the high level of work that we do.
Perfect. Well, John, thanks very much for your time today.
You're welcome.
This has been a production of the Canadian Business Quarterly, a division of Romulus Rising Proprietary Limited. All rights reserved. You can stay up to date with the Canadian Business Quarterly, including our publications, newsletters, and podcasts by visiting www.thecbq.ca and clicking on subscribe.